Hello, beer tubers. Yeah, it's Monday afternoon. Fairly decent today. It's awful windy. It's really windy, but it's 65 degrees and sunny after a weekend in the 30s and really crappy weather. I finally got out to the park today, and I'm going to do one. This is another one from that Hinterland brewery, the Green Bay Brewing Company. I think it's, yep, the Green Bay Brewing Company. I'm going to do their bourbon barrel Doppelbock. There's absolutely nothing on the bottle. I went to the website. It's not even listed on the website. So I just called the brewery. Hang on, everything's blowing away right now. It is windy today. Hey, sorry about that. My camera was about to blow over. My hat blew off again. But anyway, there's nothing on the bottle. No ABV, nothing. I went to the website. It's not even listed on the website. So I called the brewery this morning. And they're really nice people up there. The lady that answered the phone said, just wait a minute. And some guy answered the phone and said, this is Scott. I told him who I was, and he said, well, I'm the head brewer. He said this is his baby. So according to Scott, the head brewer at Hinterland, this is a 7.5% ABV Doppelbock, 32 IBUs. He said they age it in for 10 months in 5 roses and Heaven Hill barrels, and then they blend the two. So he also recommended, as you can see, this is waxed, and that is really thick wax. And he said cut the wax. He said don't even try to open it. He said cut the wax off. He said use a sharp knife or something. So I'm going to use my little boot knife here. See if I can get some of this wax off. He said at least cut it around where the... Good grief. He said they had real problems with the wax. So hang on a second, I got to get this cut. Okay, I think I got it cut pretty good. He said they did that just so people could lay it down and age it, and it would keep it really sealed. So I understand that. I only got the one bottle. It's very limited release. He said it was only 200 cases, so I feel pretty lucky to get one bottle. So let's see if I can get this. Good grief. I'm going to have to cut some more of that off. I can't even get my opener in there. Hang on, I gotta cut some more here. Okay, I'm back finally. I think I finally got enough. I can get this hooked under here. So, my God, this is the most wax I've ever seen on a bottle. So, let me get this in the glass here and see what we have. Finally, that was a 10-minute struggle. Okay, we got a nice dark brown color here. Finger and a half or so of a foamy off-white head. Decent looking Doppelbock. Let me get a nose on this and see what we have now. Okay, I'm getting that almost a woody bourbon smell. Lots of toasted malts. I'm not getting a ton of bourbon on the nose. Just a hint of chocolate maybe. There's some nice toasted, almost roasted malts. Just a hint of cocoa maybe. Cocoa more than chocolate, I think. Definitely not a dark chocolate. It's a light chocolate. Caramel. Just a light bourbon smell. There's hints of vanilla from the barrels, obviously. A little bit of that oakiness, but this is definitely a malty beer, as a Doppelbock should be. Let me give it a taste. Okay, it's real similar to the smell, although I'm getting a little more of the bourbon right out front. It's not as aged for 10 months in bourbon barrels. I'm surprised. I'm not. This Heaven Hill, I don't know what whiskeys these two do, so I looked up Heaven Hill anyway. and their main whiskey brand is Evan Walker, which I've had before. They're out of Kentucky. I don't know where Five Roses is. I didn't even look that up, but anyway, taste is very similar to smell. The bourbon does come through a little more right in the front of the taste. But it subsides fairly quickly, and then the malt kind of kicks in about halfway through the palate, and really tasted good. But you get toasted bread. The malt is like toasted bread, sweet caramels, just get a hint of brown sugar, vanilla. Again, very light bourbon notes, but it's a nice toasty, roasty flavor. Got some bourbon to it. Really good tasting Doppelbock. I think the bourbon is kind of dialed back to make the Doppelbock the star of the show. So it's got a nice creamy mouthfeel. It's real smooth, really pleasant creaminess, really nice. So let me sit, let this warm up. Like I said, it's 65 degrees, so let me sit and let this warm up a bit, and I'll be back after a while with the final thoughts and grade. Okay, everybody, I'm back. It's been quite a while. Got a couple phone calls and stuff I had to deal with. Like I said, it's 65 degrees, so this hadn't warmed up a ton, but it's warmed up a little bit. As it's warmed up, the bourbon's come out a little more, but still not real strong. It's not a real strong flavor. This is definitely malt forward on the nose more than bourbon. On the taste, not a lot has changed on that either. You do get that bourbon right up front, then the maltiness kicks in, and there's a slight mixture of bourbon all the way through, but nothing too strong. I think they've done a nice job. I'm surprised the bourbon isn't stronger for being aged for 10 months, but even so, I think it's Doppelbock forward. This was if this were not bourbon barrel aged, it might be just a usual average Doppelbock, but the bourbon aging adds a nice twist to it. It still lets the Doppelbock shine, but really decent. I'm gonna give this a good solid 7.5 out of 10. The Hinterland Bourbon Barrel Doppelbock. Like I said, nothing on the barrel, nothing on the website. Apparently something's coming on the website. They've got a bourbon, or they've got a barrel aged stout. He didn't say bourbon, or I guess they've got a bourbon stout coming out. But he said that's just coming in, and he said they're going to age for 10 months, so it's going to be a while before that comes out. He said they've got another one. He didn't say what it was, being aged on Chardonnay barrels, so I'm assuming these are all going to be special releases. So the Hinterland Bourbon Barrel Doppelbock gets 7.5 out of 10 from me. If you see it, if you can get it, I know it doesn't have a wide distribution. Probably Chicago you can get it. So till next time, everybody, cheers. And let's keep drinking good beer.